especially the petty traders, who form the backbone of our local economies.
Nigerian's First Lady flags off empowerment grant to petty traders, seeks expansion of informal sector contribution to national economy. Federal government launches policy documents on non-communicable diseases critical for strengthening health system.
Establishing a robust satellite backbone to ensure 100% coverage of the nation.
National Broadcasting Commission briefs media on digital switchover as federal government approves the 10 billion naira grant to fast-track the project. This is the news desk at 6 live on Nta News24, and we are reaching you from Abuja and Comfort Ahmadu. Thanks for joining us. And we'll begin with the flagging of a Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Empowerment Scheme with the disbursement of 50,000 naira business recapitalization grant to 37,000 petty traders by the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, across the country at a ceremony in Asaba, Delta State, where she handed over the grant to 100 petty traders. The First Lady says apart from helping the beneficiaries to overcome some of their business challenges and create more jobs, the grant is also expected to expand the contribution of the informal sector to the national economy.
We are all aware of the challenges faced by small and medium enterprises, especially the petty traders, who form the backbone of our local economies. These challenges, however, have not deterred the strength of our women. I salute you all and celebrate your courage and resilience that keep you going to put food on the table for your families.
And commending the intervention of the First Lady, Delta State Governor Sharif announced the donation of a similar grant by his administration to further empower the beneficiaries. And the Renewed Hope Initiative and Economic Empowerment Program of Nigerian First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has flagged off the recapitalization grant for 1,000 women petty traders also in Kogi State. And the First Lady revealed that a total of 1,850,000 persons will be billion naira will be disbursed to 37,000 women petty traders across the nation, represented by the wife of the Speaker of House of Representatives, Fatima Tajuddin Abbas. And the First Lady noted that the Renewed Hope Initiative is aware of the challenges faced by the small and medium enterprises, especially the petty traders who form the backbone of the local economies. And the First Lady of Kogi State, Sefinat Usman Ododo, described the program as a significant stride towards empowering women entrepreneurs and enhancing their economic resilience. She expressed the hope that the grant will provide the much needed support in helping women petty traders expand their businesses and improve their livelihoods. And the money being given to them is in billions of naira. Our Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is in partnership with Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to deploy 10,000 agro rangers across agricultural production sites in the country in an effort to promote food security in Nigeria. Minister of State Agriculture and Food Security explained this while on NT's Good Morning Nigeria. Details with Ekemini Williams.
Africa's most populous country and one with significant agricultural potential, Nigeria faces numerous challenges in ensuring its population has access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food. Violent conflicts, including the insurgency in the northeast, armed banditry in the northwest, perennial farmer-herder conflicts in the north, central, southwest and increasingly across the country has impacted this setback, causing millions of Nigerians to be food insecure. Dr. Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi says there are ongoing initiatives to restore and sustain food production circle in Nigeria, including agricultural mechanization.
Nigeria's mechanization is 0.027 horsepower, as against 1.7, which is the African average, or 2.5, which is the global average. And to address this, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has brought on board 4 key mechanization programs. The Greener Hope Agricultural Mechanization Program is 1. The Belarus Agricultural Mechanization Program is 2. The John Deere Agricultural Mechanization Program is 3. And then we have the Green Imperative, which is still in the works. We have restored back what we call the National Seed Planning System, where we sit down to identify what our production demands are, looking at the deficit or the present ratio of farmer extension, which is too high. We are also working to bring in the ICT, e-extension service. And the agro rangers were designed to provide some safety, feel for farmers across the production clusters. We've reactivated that, and the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps is currently kitting and preparing 10,000 agro rangers, and the plan is to move up to about 30,000.
The other guest on the program commended the political will of the federal government to ensure food security and suggested additional ways to achieve visible results, such as encouraging seed generation companies and initiating a separate policy document for mechanized farming.
This administration has shown a lot of political will to be able to really extricate Nigerians from the pangs of hunger or want. Okay. But I would want to look at it as work in progress.
We now need to make sure that it is not just about giving seeds to farmers, one-off. It's about ensuring that we equip the research institutions to produce the right early generation seed materials. We need to make sure that we build the capacity and evolve or allow the system to evolve new early generation seed companies that can multiply those EGS at the right commercial quantities.
The minister appealed to Nigerians to be patient and expect government initiatives to yield results in the nearest future. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, Nta News.
And in Ogun State, Governor Dakpo Abiodun has flagged off the harvest of 200 hectares of rice farmland at Magboro Rice Plantation in Obafemi Owode local government area of the state. Hakim Jumo reports that the farm is the brainchild of the Ogun State Economic Transformation Project aimed at driving economic growth and development in the state.
Farmers from rice plantation clusters and residents of Magboro and Matogi communities in Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State received the governor into their midst for the all-important flag-off. Ogun State Governor Dakpo Abiodun believes that the state has not only become one of the rice-producing states in Nigeria, but also fostering economic development by creating jobs for the people. While noting that the project is in line with President Bola Tinubu administration's resolve to eradicate poverty and hunger in Nigeria, the governor adds that the state is blessed with arable farmland to realize this dream.
Women and youth that have come here to farm for just 3 months have a revenue of 1 billion naira, 1,400 metric tons of milled rice, with an efficiency or yield of about 70%, would translate to about 20,000 bags of rice.
Stakeholders, including the farmers, appreciated the governor for his support.
I also want to thank the governor for the opportunity given to the private sector to participate in the economic development of the state.
Government to help us with more machines to help with mechanized farming.
The 200 farmers were allocated 1 hectare of farmland each in April this year from Magboro in Obafemi Owode local government area of Ogun State. Akin Jimo, Nta News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has incorporated insurance into its national agricultural policy and programs. This initiative is aimed at mitigating agricultural risks and ensuring food security. And Musa Babali reports that this is laudable as areas that floods have damaged more than 16,000 hectares of farmland this year would utilize this opportunity.
Outbreaks of diseases and pests and other environmental challenges such as flood have been a bottleneck to the growth of agriculture in Nigeria. For instance, in 2023, pests ravaged tomato and ginger plantations in the country, resulting in huge economic losses. Additionally, this year, more than 16,000 hectares of farmland have been damaged by floods in 27 states. To address these challenges, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is introducing insurance with the aim of supporting smallholder farmers.
Our responsibility is to continue to engage the Nigerian public, to continue to give them information that will help them to make informed decisions. And as we begin this process of bringing insurance into the mainstream of our investment, I think farmers will begin to get sensitized and, informed or educated.
The Nigeria Agricultural Insurance Corporation and key players are to develop a roadmap that will enable beneficiaries of the federal government agricultural growth scheme to have their farms insured.
Insurance is a very critical input that has been neglected over the years. And for agricultural projects, production through the value chain to be sustained, it should be a critical factor that we must not neglect. Insurance is very important. It takes care of all the what-ifs, flood, droughts, and all the rest of the pests and diseases.
The issue of animal encroachment, actually before now, it was part of an insurance. It is a peril that was covered by insurance. But because when the animal encroachment now become the act of terrorism are no longer accidental, so insurance will not by default cover terrorism acts. Okay, so that is the issue. And because before now we've been collecting data around animal encroachment, but we have now seen that it's no longer an accidental occurrence, but now an intentional occurrence, by some people. So, and that is why it is now being labeled as exclusion in every agricultural insurance scheme.
The African Development Bank is also supporting the government initiative under its $10 billion agricultural insurance window. Musa Baba Aliyu, Nta News.
In other news, Special Advisor to the President on Health, Dr. Salma Ibrahim Anas, is seeking collaborative effort from key players in the health sector as she engages key stakeholders towards actualizing President Tinubu's vision of the healthcare system. Tina Toro captured the Special Advisor's interface with key players in Maiduguri.
With Borno State as the major contributor to maternal and child mortality in Nigeria, changing the trajectory through strengthening the primary healthcare system and human resource for health took center stage at the strategic stakeholders engagement. Special Advisor to the President on Health, Dr. Salma Ibrahim Anas, emphasized on inclusivity for needs assessment for more positive outcomes, especially at the grassroots, reiterating commitment of the present administration in strengthening capacity through health financing, local content development, and seamless coordination between government and its development partners.
Let's identify what are the problems. Why are people dying? Women specifically as a result of pregnancy, as a result of childbirth. Why are families not taking their children for immunization, children under 5 years? What type of food are they using to feed their babies? So those are the conversations we want to have in a culturally sensitive manner so that they can develop homegrown solutions that are sustainable.
Borno State Commissioner for Health, Professor Baba Malam Gana, acknowledged the giant strides of the special advisor who was once a commissioner for health in the state and transformative initiatives being consolidated upon in the health sector. He noted that the Borno State government is offering free healthcare services to pregnant women and children, highlighting the need for establishment of an emergency transport system for pregnant women to access adequate care in record time.
Those of us over here are not left behind in Borno State. It's in our focus to reduce these statistics of reduction of maternal and neonatal mortality within the state.
Developmental partners to include WHO, UNICEF, International Rescue Committee, UNFPA, among others, assured of their support and called for strengthening of health institutions at the grassroots, especially in hard-to-reach areas. This collaboration is expected to significantly enhance maternal and child health, strengthen neonatal care, and promote reproductive health. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
And efforts to combat non-communicable diseases. Details in a moment.
The electorates, internal democracy, credible process, independent umpire, security, and the rule of law. These are the catalysts that propel free, fair, and credible elections. Join us every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on Nta News24 as we x-ray, dissect, and analyze the various components of electioneering and the prospects of democratic consolidation in Nigeria.
There is a breakdown in the structure of voter awareness. INEC is taking a backseat in voter awareness. Every political party has the duty also to play their role in voter awareness.
Electoral Reforms Half Hour, brought to you by Peering Advocacy and Advancement Center in Africa, PACA, in conjunction with Nta News24 and support from MacArthur Foundation. Keep a date with us every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. and repeat broadcast Sunday at 2:30 p.m. on our various platforms. Don't miss it.
Now let's bring you more stories on health, with the federal government stepping up leadership and evidence-based efforts to combat non-communicable diseases. In a message delivered during the launch of new policy documents in Abuja, Coordinating Minister for Health, Professor Mohammed Ali Pati, emphasized that these policies are critical for strengthening the health system and reducing the growing burden of non-communicable diseases across Nigeria. Details with Olushe Adiago.
Non-communicable diseases, NCDs, like cardiovascular diseases, cancers, diabetes, chronic respiration diseases, sickle cell anemia, and mental health disorders, pose a severe threat to public health in Nigeria. In World Health Organization (WHO's) report, while NCDs are collectively responsible for 74% of all deaths worldwide, with 17 million people dying prematurely or before age 70, an approximate 447,800 lives are lost in Nigeria each year.
We launch these documents for the use of all of us.
The launch of these policies is in response to escalating cases of non-communicable diseases (NCDs), and key players driving these efforts in Nigeria remark it will enable delivery of efficient and affordable health services that promote improved health outcomes.
The launch of these publications is a crucial step in our nation's journey towards a healthier future. These documents are not just guidelines, they are instruments of change that will shape our healthcare practices and policies for years to come.
And I'm happy to take this opportunity to announce that WHO will be expanding its support that we have started in FCT to an additional 4 states of your choice.
Views. Participants say are sharing views on how these publications will provide evidence-based guidelines that will embrace accountability, which will empower healthcare providers to deliver better care. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, Nta News.
And Tokpe Alabi reports that more than 2,000 residents of Karon Majigi area in the FCT have benefited from a 2-day free medical services training, including persons with disabilities, as part of the humanitarian service of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama'at of Nigeria to mark its 48th annual Islamic conference in Abuja.
Majlis Ansarullah of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama'at of Nigeria believes this temporary removal of fees to rural health services, especially at the primary care level, will help those with medical or economic vulnerability to access health care.
And we feel this is our own way of just reaching out to the community, because what we preach is humanity first. Our expectation is that by the time we leave here, they will feel like we should come back.
Once one person gets, the person leaves to call the others. So everybody is excited to be here and to get free drugs.
We want to improve public health in the community, even in a very small symbolic way.
Almost 15 million people in the last 28 years have benefited from this humanitarian gesture from the Ahmadis. In Hera, the primary health care center in Karamajiji, more than 2,000 people have been captured in the services covering blood pressure, fasting blood sugar, eye services, and general medical consultations.
Sometimes you don't get money to go and check yourself for hospital, and this one they are doing it for us for free.
I was not feeling fine, including my children. So when I came here, they attend to us, they run tests for us, they now give us drugs. So I'm very happy.
But what these people are doing, medication is free, this is free, a lot of things are free. So it's a welcome development.
It is the 48th annual Islamic Conference of Ahmadiyya Muslim Jama'at of Nigeria holding in Abuja this year, and the group elders are keen on this free medical camp to impact humanity.
The drugs they brought really helped, because I'm not sure there's any patient that come here and did not go out with any of the drugs.
For Ahmadiyya's Majlis Ansarullah, the 2-day free health care is to reduce the financial barriers that people may experience while trying to access health services. From Amak Primary Health Care Center in Karmajiji, Tokpe Alabi, Nta News.
And to preserve or protect the environment, the Association of Women Town Planners, in partnership with Greater Nigeria Initiative, is advocating tree planting to reduce the impact of extreme heat and ensure the preservation of the environmental sustainability. This was at a ceremony to mark the 2024 tree planting campaign exercise in Abuja, and Steve Lonai Wokolo was there.
Tree planting plays a critical role by ensuring favorable temperature and water cycle regulations, biodiversity enhancement, as well as carbon sequestration that helps to mitigate the effects of climate change by reducing the amount of greenhouse gases. It is in agreement with the foregoing issues that these organizations gathered here to carry out this tree planting exercise to ensure that cities harmonize with nature, where green spaces flourish amidst clean and fresh environments.
The tree planting, you can all see now the global warming, the flooding, and all symptoms of global warming positively showing on us. So we are advocating for tree planting to help the earth survive.
We all know the importance of trees. It's not just to purify our air, also to mitigate the menace of climate change.
They sue for concerted efforts towards the maintenance of the environment for the well-being of communities for generations to come.
We're advocating for everybody to plant a tree to nurture the environment. Plant a tree and nurture environment, improve nutrition, improve environment.
It's a good thing for
everybody to plant tree to make the city more habitable, more green. So that is the significance of this tree plant.
The theme of this year's event is Rooting for a Sustainable Future, as 270 trees were planted in the Jahi district of Abuja. Steve Lonai Nwaokolo, Nta News.
President Bola Tinubu has approved a grant of 10 billion naira to the National Broadcasting Commission to speed up the digital switchover project across the country. NBC's Director General stated this at a press briefing in Abuja, and he assured for a nation while assuring a nationwide satellite coverage. Details with Saliu Gwanara.
Digital switchover, so dear to Nigerians, is an essential project inherited by the current administration, with 10 billion naira grant for the commission from the sales of spectrum. The Director General of NBC, Charles Ebuebu, assures a steady move to digitize Nigeria's broadcast ecosystem in line with global standard through a renewed approach.
The funds allotted to this project will be meticulously expanded to ensure that each component of the DSO ecosystem contributes significantly to the realization of impactful digital dividends to the country. The key areas for the utilization of this grant include TV channels, which includes managing and developing channels that cater to diverse interests, educational programs, and all of that. There's also satellite capacity, which entails leasing of transponders and establishing a robust satellite backbone to ensure 100% coverage of the nation. There's also audience measurement, which would basically address implementing audience measurement tools to provide broadcasters and the industry with detailed insights into viewership patterns, preferences, and demographics.
Creating content and developing an application for free digital switchover channels, the DG highlighted, will be among the areas of priority while intensifying collaboration with relevant stakeholders like the Nigerian Television Authority and the Nigerian Communication Commission. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
That's the news desk at 6 on NTA News 24. I'm Comfort. I'm Modu. Thanks for watching.